Hello, Susan Yasui here. So today I hope you don't mind hearing about a cockroach because that's the name of this chapter. Chapter 10 of Through the Eyes of a Child, which is my daughter's story of the differences she sees in the cultures of her father, Japanese, and me, her mother, American. So here we go. The cockroach. Hello. I hope you don't mind hearing about a cockroach today. They are pretty yucky, I know. But from what I hear, they are also international. My mom's mother hated them, having grown up in New York City, but they like Los Angeles and Hawaii too. My friend from Canada knows about cockroaches from her hometown, but she's even seen them in Lebanon. Anyway, my mom and her student were sitting right here in Hiroshima at our kitchen table when suddenly I noticed a huge cockroach on the wall. It was one of those big black kinds that can fly. My dad was on the telephone with someone who was asking about studying at our school. He was discussing our program, prices, etc. My mom didn't really want to disturb him about the cockroach, although he is the official bug killer in our house, especially when it comes to big, ugly bugs. Mom said softly, so as not to disturb the bug, what shall we do? We both looked at the student at the same time. He got the idea that it was probably up to him to do something as he was the only man available at that moment. The student looked like he was hoping the cockroach would run away before he had to do anything. But then he asked me if I had a paper fan or something to use for hitting the intruder. I ran upstairs and dug through my toys, but all I could find was a pink purse that looked like it might work. By the time I reached the kitchen, the cockroach had moved onto the microwave oven. The purse didn't really look like it would be the thing to use, especially not by swinging at the glass door of the oven. There were some more of those, what shall we do, coming from Mom and her student. About then, my dad came in to see what all the commotion was about. He had noticed some urgency coming from the kitchen, even on his phone call in the other room. I pointed out the critter to him without even missing a beat in his explanation of our English school to the prospective student. He smashed the big, black, flying kind of cockroach, scooped it up in his hand, dumped it in the trash can, turned on the faucet, rinsed his hand, turned off the water, all in what seemed like one single motion and without a pause in what he was saying to the customer on the telephone. It was amazing. It really was. My mom and I were well aware of my father's experience in handling bugs, but our student couldn't believe his eyes. Now, here's a picture I drew of this, and if you look closely at my picture, you can see one of my father's hands on the microwave oven, having just smashed the cockroach, and the other hand holding the telephone in his, and the other hand holding the telephone to his ear. At the table are my mom and her student. Okay, so here's the picture. Let me show you this. Let's see if you can see here. All right, so let's see. Here's Dad with his hand on the microwave. And notice his other hand is holding the telephone. And then here's my mom and her student. Of course, the man there is the student. And then I made my mom with the curly hair. Okay, so there you go. About the cockroach, which I don't know if we really want to talk about such things, but that was an interesting experience. All right, so that's it for today. And please come back for our next chapter, chapter 11. Oh, wow, this is a very special chapter. The title of the chapter is Kimie. She was a young girl that was a pretty important person in the lives of my husband in the Hiroshima family. So yeah, please come back for the next chapter, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.